I am a political prisoner. I was put in prison for practicing.
Wait a minute, you're a political
politics.
prisoner? Nelson Mandela was a political prisoner. Political prisoners have no due process and are unjustly jailed. You had a jury convict you. You had appeals courts look at your sentencing, and you even appealed to the Supreme Court twice, and they refused to hear you. So you're hardly a political prisoner.
And that is the shocking fact.
I just got to stop you. I'm sorry. As someone who's worked in South Africa and saw apartheid, the idea that you are comparing yourself to somebody who has actually been railroaded by an apartheid system is just nuts and frankly, like, offensive.
Well, I broke no laws. I crossed no lines. Because I crossed no lines and broke no laws, I need to find a job. At some point, I need to start working.
He said he needs a job, that $4 an hour washing prison dishes didn't help family finances.
Providing for my family and working to contribute to the education of my children. It's been a long, long journey. That's right. I'm bruised and I'm battered, I'm bloody. I've been bruised, I've been battered, and I was bloody today. Long time since I've shaved with a normal razor, and it takes a little practice. I haven't shaved with a razor like that in nearly 8 years, nearly 3,000 days, so I got to start practicing again. As part of a horse deal, routine politics, not anything corrupt or illegal, routine practices. These things are not crimes, they're routine politics. And that's why I continue to this day to insist on my innocence. They turn things that are routine and legal, and they suddenly say they're illegal. First of all, Jesse, yes, a crazy sentence for things that aren't crimes, for things that are routine politics. Oh, the conviction was wrong. Everything I talked about doing, everything I did was legal. And on the right side, I went to prison and spent nearly 8 years in prison for things that aren't crimes, routine politics. The very same people who did it to me, many of them have been trying to do to President Trump.
Governor Blago.
I always believed in God. I always believed in prayer. I will say I'm closer to God because I've had time to be alone with him. Live in faith, hope, and love. Vivir con fe y esperanza y amor. And if you have to, take a stand. Controlled, unaccountable, lawless prosecutors who did this to me. Not what those corrupt prosecutors said it was. I was sent to prison by a handful of corrupt prosecutors. They ought to point those statements in the direction of the prosecutors who did this to me.
I'm sure the prosecutors have a different opinion about that.
About everything has been taken away from you, and your heart's broken. Don't quit. Fight. Keep fighting and persevere in storms and through the dark passages, and when you find yourself alone, all alone, in the lonely wilderness. Because it is there in that lonely wilderness where we are tried and tested that we must rise to our circumstances. We must rise above our circumstances and dare to dream.